Yes team, we've got another absolute cracker for you here today. We are at Petershill for a day in the life of Partick Thistle and Brian Graham. Brian Graham and Mark Wilson got the job permanently last week and also got manager of the month in the same week. They then lost to Airdrie, so a bit of a mixed week, but we're going to find out what they do on a day-to-day basis. Brian Graham is obviously the manager now, the women's manager, the captain, the janitor, the dinner lady, and he does the car park attendance on match days, so we'll get a proper insight into all areas of the club. Hope you enjoy it. There you go, look, player at the vending machine before training, brilliant man. What are you getting? Packet of McCoys? Are you good, mate? Good, thanks, good. What's happening, boys, alright? How you doing, alright? Nice to meet you. What's your name, mate?
Jamie.
Jamie, what do you do at the club, if you don't mind telling us, please?
We work at the Trust, so the Trust runs Petershill. So
oh, brilliant.
For the charity trust.
Great facility, mate, innit?
Aye, decent.
There's Stuart Bannigan, look. There's Stuart Bannigan coming to training on his bike. How are you, Bands, alright, mate? You good?
How you
good,
doing,
mate,
right?
good. Good, yeah? What are you in here for the day? Oh, do you? What do you do? Same as me. What a guy. Mate, that old guy was a double of Stuart Bannigan, the captain, wasn't he? Come on! Flying, mate, how are you? You alright?
How are you, pal?
Mate, you are looking, I don't know what to stand next to him on camera, he looks fucking brilliant, didn't you? Yeah. How are you, mate, you good?
I'm good, mate. It's been a busy morning, as you can imagine. Obviously, a few things have happened yesterday with a new sporting director, so there's a few meetings this morning, but it's been all good.
So have you came at a bad time?
Aye, probably.
Fuck's sake, typical us, mate. Right, I wanted to just get a wee insight since Saturday, looked at your results, because I knew we were doing this. Beat 2-1 for Airdrie, what did you feel went wrong in the game?
Probably top end of the pitch, so I think we had enough.
That's you then?
Aye, probably me, aye. I've missed an absolute sitter, but there's a Stonewall penalty in there as well. But I'm not going to blame referees. We had enough chances to win the game, we didn't take them, and we paid the price. And
then what does your week look like from Saturday to now, today's Tuesday for the viewers? What do you watch the game back Sunday? Do you analyse it? You and Will speak?
Yeah, we've obviously watched the game back, myself and Will, both of us have took notes. We'll probably have a meeting with the players this morning, go over that video, just to get it in the bin, that's it done. Training today, we warm up boxes, pass them within the boxes, and then we're going to do 11v11.
Wow. Why have you decided to do 11v11?
It's the only day we've had in the last 5-6 weeks where we've not had a game midweek, so we want to continue that trend of being a game on a Tuesday. Keeps everybody up to speed and makes sure everybody's ready come the weekend. And
then see, when you do the 11v11, is both teams set up as you would play on a Saturday, or is one team set up in a different shape and one team will play as yous?
No, one team will play like us, maybe one team will play like Hamilton, and we'll work on how we can potentially hurt them at the weekend.
Brilliant, I love that. Just talk us through your typical day. We've asked Paul, the kit man there. He was in here at 5:30 this morning. What does a typical what does a typical day look like for you, mate, on a Tuesday? So what time did you get in? What time did you get up?
Aye, Tuesday, so you're up in the morning, you're out walking the dog, and then you're in here for the back of 8. The boys will probably report for 9:30. Training will start at 10:30. Probably be a harder session on a Tuesday. We'll have a wee bit of lunch, and then they'll be in the gym in the afternoon. Double session on a Tuesday. Obviously, we've added the video in this morning as well. But Tuesday, you know what training is like on a Tuesday. It's always a harder day, but we're at the tail end of the season, so there'll be no silly running today. What you usually get at the beginning of the season, but it'll be more pitch stuff, more 11v11, how we want to play, where we want to be on the pitch in relation to the ball and stuff like that. And again, you're playing as well as managing. How are you finding that? And then also, will you join in every single bit of the session? No, the first 11v11 I'll not be a part of, but I'll be part in the next 2. He's no daft, though, is he? He doesn't do the first one, so when everyone's knackered, you jump in and you're fucking the top man. Aye, so I can score a goal. No, I just think sometimes it's when you're training, you miss a few things and you're not on the side of the pitch and you can't really watch everything. But obviously, by the time myself and Mark took over, transfer window was shut, you couldn't really bring bodies in. Timing was a wee bit wrong, but we managed to get Jakubiak in. We've got him kind of nearly up to speed now. Obviously, it was great to get his goal against Queen's Park, but listen, it is what it is. You can only play with the cards you're dealt with, and we've started really well. Obviously, we've had a setback at the weekend, but that's football. You're not going to get a positive result every single weekend. It's still in our hands to finish 4th, and that's what we'll aim to do. Has there been times when you've been on the pitch and you're thinking, I'd much rather be at the side watching this? Probably take myself off after 15 minutes at the weekend, if I'm being honest. That was brutal. And how do you find that? Did you find that tough to then still shout at boys and give them instruction when you're not really having the best game yourself? No, because I still need the boys to be at it as well, and I need them. But when you're still a player, you need them to carry you at times. And listen, I probably never had the best of games, but I still gave them all and kept trying, as you always do. But it was probably the weekend I was off it, probably, I'm being honest with myself. But you need to be honest, you need to look inwards first and foremost. You can't just start blaming everybody else. You need to look at yourself at times and think, by the way, you weren't great today, and that's part and parcel of the game.
And then again, just to give boys people an insight, at half time when you've played the game, do you come in and do you speak first as well? Speak first, how do you work that?
We'll probably have a wee chat before we go in. Sometimes I'll go in and speak first, and then Willow will come in with Craig Dargle, who's been helping us as well, and Big Ross Stormount, who helps the women's team. He's been coming and taking notes of the stand as well. So we've had a number of staff, and we'll listen to more voices the better, because people see different things within the game, and it's about opinions at times, and we can all help each other.
And just to let everyone know, Gordon Dale's been pestering you to take the women's team.
Probably, aye. He's probably buzzing this week. We actually got a loss. He's been raging. We've been winning and getting draws. He's been getting Mark a hard time on his super scoreboard. So.
And what type of manager are you on training? Do you shout on for the side? Are you quite reserved and then speak after the games? Or are you on boys all the time?
No, I quite like high standards. I like the boys to be at it continuously within the session, because I think if you like that, then it breeds into the boys that for day dot, they know what they're getting with me, and they know my standards are through the roof. So I like to be at it and make sure they're at it as well, because I think it's important. You need to train how you play. Yeah. If you think you can have an off day in training, then it could feed into a Saturday. So we need to train well to play well. And
then last wee bit just on the analysis, makes I enjoy that side of the game. Who takes that? Like, do you sit with you and Willow, or is it just yourself that sit with an analyst? Do you pick certain things that you want to show, and then who delivers that?
Well, we've not really got an analyst, that's a problem. So right. Mark's obviously took clips, I've obviously took clips. We'll speak about it, and then we'll pick the best clips we've got, put it onto the laptop, and then we'll go into the changing room. There's a TV in there, and we just sit with the boys and we'll go over a couple of positives and negatives. You don't want to always just go over the negatives. You need to show them some positives as well. Probably show them the chances that we created where we should score. But listen, all in all, it's not a bit in there to finger point to say to boys that it's your fault. It's a collective. It's every single one of us, because there's things within the 2 goals that we lose. It's not just one individual why you lose a goal. It starts for the top, into the middle, and then obviously into the defence why you lose a goal. And
obviously you need to turn off what Gordon Dale's watching on the telly before you go in, because nobody wants to watch that at that time in the morning.
No, we need to watch what's on the telly, because you never know what he's up to.
Can you just tell the viewers your name and your role here at Partick Thistle, please?
And I'm the kit man, Partick Thistle.
And you've been here for what, 11 years?
11 years.
How did the job come about? I forgot to ask you.
I applied for it. It was up for grabs, and I applied for it, and they were silly enough to give me it.
So do you get interviewed and stuff like that?
Interviewed, yeah.
And what did I ask you about, like, kit?
Just are you willing to give up your life for the football?
Well, that's the thing, mate. For the kit man, people didn't realise you do need to give your life in it.
Aye. What they needed was, we were in the Premiership back then. We were going to pre-season in Murcia, south of Spain, and they needed somebody to drive the kit van. 40 hours there and 40 hours back, and it was me.
Wow.
So I put my hand up for it. So I think that got me the job.
And just
they all flew over.
And just quickly, any pet peeves as a kit man? What really annoys you about players that they ask for or what they did?
Getting inside out, all that stuff, and just left on the floor. But it takes time to turn everything back the right way, socks and all that. Yeah. So if everybody turned their stuff the right way, it would make life a lot easier.
Craig Bellamy was saying that on Sky Sports last night. Did you see that?
No, I don't see
Nobody's allowed to just fling their stuff on the flare. It has to be handed to the kit man, like an element of respect.
Right? Well, you
need Craig Bellamy to get the job here.
Aidan Fitzpatrick in there, who folds everything, puts everything down really neat, very respectful.
Does he?
Aye, very good at that.
I know Aidan, he's a good boy, yes. Right, top man, pal. Cheers, mate. Cheers. Thank you. Yes, we're here with midfielder Ben Stanway. What a football player he is. I've watched him a couple of times. Real dirty bastard, aren't you?
That's all I've got. Just tackles.
No, you don't.
That's a big part of my game, I think. It's not really in the game a lot now, so it's good to put a few tackles in, but it's not great when you're stopping the game every 2 minutes.
What age are you been?
Here we go.
Who's that? Who's that?
Davey,
what a guy, Davey, mate. He looks like Stuart Bannigan, doesn't he?
He calls me shite every time I walk in the door.
Does he call you shit? Mate, see at football clubs, why is there always somebody that does that?
He's the best guy ever, it's funny. So now the wee academy boys walk in, he just stares at them. They just walk in and shite themselves.
What age are you, mate?
Age 20.
20, right. So how many first team games you played now at 20?
I think like 70 something, I think.
Wow.
Last year I played a good few, and this obviously like I was at Airdrie on loan the season before last year, and then this year it's been a wee bit stop-start with injuries and that, but I've made a few appearances off the bench and stuff. Talk
us through that loan, mate. How beneficial do you think that is for young players? You obviously went to Airdrie. Like, what did that teach you? What did you learn when you were on loan at Airdrie?
Everything. I think like League One was like quite different in terms of like that year. Thistle were dominating quite a lot of games, and Airdrie it was like most of the games we were on top, but there was games where like Reece would put me on and it'd be like 1-0 to us, so you're kind of learning how to kind of
See a
defend
game,
the game.
uh-huh.
So a lot of things. I think as well, just Thistle's all I've kind of known, so I think going into another changing room and just meeting new people and still being young and learning your trade a bit. So no, it was good for me in terms of everything really, because no, everything was good. You know what I mean? Like you have a shocker a few times, but then it's like how to deal with that, and you come back here, and the loan was brilliant for me in terms of just learning new things and stuff. So.
And then talk us through the debut here, mate. We'd love to hear this story. Like, about when do you know that you're going to be playing? Is it a sub appearance? Right, come on, talk us through it.
Stranraer didn't touch a ball off the pitch after about 30 seconds. But
What do you mean? You started the game?
no. Like it was like the cup at the start of the season. Yeah. Like I got on for about 30 seconds.
Oh, right.
And I remember coming on and Ross Dockett, he was like, come on. I was like pure buzzing. The whistle went about 5 seconds later. So I was like, no more. But no, it was good because all my pals made the trip down in that.
Family that went to Stranraer as well?
No, my mum and dad were away for the weekend.
And I love you that much then.
Nah, they didn't care. And all my pals came down, I just get messages after it going, 2.5 hours to see you, no fucking touching ball.
That's brilliant. What about your first start, mate?
First start, it was Peterhead.
You pop choose, mate. You couldn't get near me actually.
No,
I was another badging player.
No, Peterhead, and it was that cup at the start of the season last year, and it was good. It was just you just learn new things. I was absolutely shite myself, don't get me wrong, but no, it was class. I went to penalties in that as well, so I took one. So, but
of course you did, mate.
But it was good. I think obviously when Chris Doolan was here, he put a good amount of faith in young ones at the start of the season, and I was lucky enough to be one of them, and I played a good amount of games last year, and it's just helped me for this year as well.
Brilliant, mate. Can you just give us a wee insight into a typical day as a first team player at Partick Thistle? It's a Tuesday. I take it Tuesday's a working day, yeah?
Aye, Tuesday will be the hardest day, so just come in, boys will go.
What time are you in it, mate?
Usually I'm between about 9 and 9:15.
And do you just get up and roll straight into training, or are you an early riser? Do you like to get a shower and get in, or do you just...
Well, get up early, and then I'll give myself a good bit of time, go to Greg's, get a coffee, scan the app, get a free one, and then just come into training, and then just go along, get breakfast, play pool, and then come out to train, and then usually on a Tuesday we've got the gym after it.
What's your breakfast before training?
Just like overnight oats,
Right,
just yogurt, oats, fruit, simple.
And who's the shark? Who's the best at pool?
Probably Jamie Taggart, I'd say.
Is he, right?
Aye, Kyle Turner's got a bit as well.
Kyle Turner, right?
Aye.
Okay.
So is wee Davey, actually.
Does Davey play, right?
Aye.
And was it winner stays on?
Aye, usually in the morning if there's a good few of us we just play killer, but after training boys will play each other.
And then did you say a bit of prehab for the gym?
Aye, so then in the morning you'll go and stretch and that, and then after a Tuesday session you'll go and do like a weight session and that. So it's Tuesday's like the hardest day, then you obviously get your day off on Wednesday. So.
Brilliant. And it's 11v11 game with Brian Graham's just told us.
Is it?
Did you know that?
No.
And how do you find these sort of sessions?
Aye, good. I like a bigger game. I think sometimes you can lose your head in a small-sided game, so, and plus it's more realistic as well. But aye, the bigger game's better.
And then do the boys hang about with each other after training, or is it everyone just go their separate ways now?
No, I think like obviously the older ones will kind of talk about whatever they're talking about, and then obviously the younger ones, it's not really divided or anything, but most of the young ones will go and play pool and that, or will do extra shooting and that after training. So it's good. It's a good group of boys as well, because a lot of us have been through the academy together. So.
Aidan, didn't you go anywhere? We need you. And what about, just quickly, have you got a bird?
Aye.
Do you see her tonight?
Aye.
But nothing happening after the Tuesday session, is there?
No, I'm fucked.
See you, mate. Right, let's go. The main man at Partick Thistle. Honestly, I'm not just saying this. Probably my favourite player at Thistle, Aidan Fitzpatrick. How's life just now, mate? Enjoying football?
Good for me, aye. Obviously it's a wee bit different, no playing wise. I'm probably not used to it, but I just say it as what it is. 3-5-2 probably doesn't suit me, but the boys are playing well. So about the team winning now, so that's what it is, isn't it?
You're not doing that wing back role, mate, are you?
No, it's
a
never
great
been me, do you know what I mean?
You're high and wide winger, mate, innit?
Surprised that I got when he said to me against that ref game to go in when I seen Kenny get injured, but as it is, he said to me, like, you were the first choice to go in, and I says I'll try my hardest wherever it is I'm playing. So no, it was alright to be fair, but
well, it's a good insight to get for people, mate, because you've been flying at Thistle for years, isn't it? You've been the guy that's probably played the most games. How do you take that when you're not playing? Like, what type of person do you go and speak to Brian? Do you need to work harder in training? How do you go about trying to get back into the team?
Nah, fair, I knew for the start of the season it looks as if I've won a comp to come and play, do you know what I mean? That's how bad I've been. So that was just one of them, but then I've said that to Brian since he took it like got the job type thing. I just needed something to click. And I think from New Year I've been doing a lot better myself, like working on myself out of football, stuff like that. And he's seen a difference in training wise. I just say it's just one of them. I just need to take my chance when it comes again.
See, when you say you've been doing more outside of football, what do you mean? Like more running, more gym work?
I'm alright with the gym. I just need to get that motivation to go in, and when I do get that, I'm actually alright with it, to be fair. So I was getting that, the eating wise, like eating better, stuff like that, off. I'm bad for Red Bull, so I was trying to cut that down, and then just stuff like that, just any wee thing that you could think could help you out there. And then I got the buzz for it again out there to like get it in training, and I was hoping that continued into games. And then it did, to be fair, like my performance started picking up a wee bit the few games I was coming on.
Sugar-free Red Bull, mate, so much better for you now.
Too different, mate. I was going for the medium one to the small one.
And what, are you a good trainer, mate? Because usually wingers that I've played with, because it's usually games that wingers want in it, and wee games at the end, but training they just kind of go through it.
Training wise just depends on the day. Like, see, if I start well, I'm probably unreal in training, but see if it goes opposite, my head will go easy. But it's just one of them that since probably New Year, I'd say I've been like trying a lot harder. I know it's probably bad to say, but it's not as if I've not been. It's just that I had to get that buzz for it again, the way the season started, with everything going on type thing. But now it's just since New Year, I'd say it's been a lot better for myself. I
need to ask you, mate, because that season I watched you when you got beat for us, you were absolutely brilliant that year, mate. I used to actually come and watch you play, mate. I bring my boy and Pite to watch you play. How much of a sickener was that? Because you battered Ross County over 2 games, didn't you? Was that hard to go again, like after that, the season after?
Aye. I think even you just saying that you come watch, I think the amount of people that were asking me for tickets and that, I'm like, you support like Celtic Rangers, and I just want to come watch, but just shows you the way we were playing, the buzz about the place. Do you know what I mean? Just shows you. But then, as you say, that happens up in Ross County. It's probably the most Partick Thistle thing ever, isn't it? As you say, it's football. It's part of the game. To then, I think we were in about 11 days later for the next season, like that cup starting. So I think that was just the big thing.
Mentally draining for you as players as well.
100% that you put all that into the season, get all the way to the final, you're 3-0 up, and then you go and lose it. How you lose it? As I'll say, I just say it's football, it's part of the game. Something you need to get on with. But I think we were in like 11 days later.
Wow,
I think we had day out the next day. Obviously, it was time to clear heads. Boys were obviously moving on, blah blah blah. And then we were in like 11 days later to start again to go the next year. So it just shows you again that you can't hang it for too long. But as you said, but in dimensions, it just. You think to yourself, how did it not happen?
Just quickly, mate, just a day in the life for you. Aidan Fitzpatrick, talk us through your day. What time do you get up at? Time do you get in here? What do you do before training and then after training as well?
I'm usually one of the first in, but 9ish, 10:09. Sometimes help Mark if I'm in.
He says that you help him fold the kit.
Aye.
Why is that? Just enjoy helping?
I've been here since whatever age, and Mark has been good to me, so it's always good to be good back to the end because you always get a wee something with it, don't you?
Of course you do, mate. Kitman's the guy you want to be in, isn't it?
That's what I mean. So, I just help him it because obviously he's got a big job to do. Whatever time they get in there, it's no set up or whatever. So, just help it whenever you can. Go on breakfast.
What you having for your breakfast?
Toast and scrambled egg and beans.
Right.
Bit of darts, bit of pool. Then we'll go in there and do a video and then out to train.
How do you find the video, mate, as a player? Because a lot of your players, especially our wingers as well, they can't stand it, mate. You can tell by their faces that they're not enjoying it at all.
It's alright, to be fair, because obviously it's the stuff you need to look here for the game. But sometimes it can drag on, to be fair. But as you say, it's a lot of things you've seen probably quite a lot the same every week because you're playing at similar teams. So you watch the same video against like so-and-so team. So it's just one of them. I wouldn't say dragging on, but just one of the ones. It's alright because you need to kind of look at it.
Do you ever get your own individual clips? Do you ever look at that after a game?
Just if I've done something unreal or something, I'll go.
You only watch your good stuff.
Nah, but as you say, you go and look back at the game. Obviously to see what you've done well or what you can work on or whatever. But as you say, it's just mainly when you do something well with it.
Will you watch all the games back?
I do usually sometimes because after a game I can't really sleep.
Right.
It takes a bit to get to sleep. So I think the highlights go at 12 o'clock. So I think I'll just sit and like flick through them type thing. And then for that, just kind of like take what I take for it.
Just on the manager, obviously Brian was a player, he's now the manager. I've watched you play as well. I know you can get on boys when you're not happy with them. Is it different with the manager? Do you just let him get on with it, or do you still giving him a bit when he gives the ball away?
Nah, probably not said anything to him, to be fair. Because he's probably on me before I can say it to him. But it's just, I wouldn't say it's different, like, as in him being a player to a manager, because he's still very much involved as what he was, do you know what I mean? But I think it's probably you need to come back a wee bit just in case.
But he is that type, mate, and it's hard to hear go him because he looks after himself so well. I'd imagine he trains like how you should be training, so 100%. You can forgive people that give the ball away that do things properly, and he definitely does that, doesn't he?
No, 100%, because as much as he probably has a go at me quite a lot. It's obviously to benefit me. Do you know what I mean? I know it's not to like, oh, Fitzy or pish or whatever. Like, I know it's to benefit me. So I know it's different. He probably knows himself that he can be better at times. Do you know what I mean? But I deserves it to watch what I'm saying.
Has anyone gave him a bit back since he's taken over?
Nah, I don't think so. I think you say that's a wee bit different now that he's a manager type thing. So hey, watch what I'm saying.
He's listening to everything you've said. Right, top man, and thanks, pal.
Thank you.
Cheers. Yeah, sort of guy. So Brian's gonna let us inside Petershill into his office, into the dressing rooms. We'll get a wee look at the setup at Petershill with Partick Thistle. By the way, you'd be better playing left wing and him doing the kit. Look at this, just have a wee look round quickly. There's Kyle Turner, look. What a player. There was one guy I knew that was going to get rubs and Stratham's, it was Kyle Turner. How are you, mate? Are you good? You're flying, by the way. Had a few battles against this week. I think I've not megged him about 8 times. Would you say that, about 8? Who would you say got the better when we played against each other?
Don't know.
Who would you say got the better when we played against each other, mate?
I say you edged it maybe once.
Good man. No, I did a fuck. He ran me ragged, mate. What a player. What have we got in here? We've got the masseur. Who's in with the masseurs? Alright, lads, what's happening? Is this the resi changing now? Getting a rub, mate?
I need it, mate.
How about that?
Tore my thigh, so.
Have you?
I've been out all year, so it's been
Here's a hug, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Nearly back?
No, I'm done for the season. I've not
you
played.
right?
I've not played a game, so I've been out all year.
God, how tough's that been, mate?
It's not been great, but we get through it now. It's been done my knee earlier in the year and then my thigh when I came back, so it's been a long year.
You're going to be flying next year for me, I can tell. I can tell. First team dressing room at Partick Thistle. What's happening, lads? All right? Oh, here he is. How you doing, big man? Big handsome, you good? Got some size of head, didn't you? Honestly, what size of head? How are you, mate? You good? Bit of an open goal legend, you know what I mean? Due to Slaney.
Aye.
Geezer Slaney.
Why is he not turning up today?
Too nervous, mate.
I'm not surprised.
Geezer Slaney story, mate. Come on. So, for anyone that doesn't know, Stephen Lawless, you and Slaney came through at Motherwell together, didn't you?
Aye, we were there for years together, aye.
How was he?
Just the way he is now, an absolute whopper. Just constantly talking rubbish, aye. That Slaney story, I've got loads to be fair. You heard the one about him, you know what he's like, to be fair. A bit of a pea-heart. You heard the one about him not coming in for a week because Leach shouted at him.
Scott Leach, wasn't it?
Aye, and Youngie had to go to his house to pick him out the house because he couldn't come in.
What, and Scott Leach just had to go to him after the game?
Not even after the game, it was in training. Just a random day.
And he just
was
never
like
went
that. I went through him and then never come in for a week. And Youngie had to, he says he came back for like out shopping in the town because he was at Anderston. He went out of the house and Youngie was sitting there for a cup of tea with his mum and his dad. I had to bring him back in, begging him to come back in.
What a hero. What about, did he do the X Factor or something as well?
Well, we actually had to do that. See, when you had to sing to get your boots, he went up and sang Robbie Williams.
He's not a singer, by it.
Aye, I just ended up taking a wee backing singer role in it so that I could get my money.
So you and him?
There's a couple of us, Bob McHugh and that as well, so you know what he's like, man, he loves attention, doesn't he?
Was he a good player?
Aye, he was brilliant for a while, aye. Took a stretch and then ended up getting so much pace from nowhere. Broke all the records, I'm sure he's told you that, he broke all the records.
No, he actually hasn't, mate. So he broke the records at Thistle?
Aye, like, see the gates? We were like younger, like maybe, I think it was 17 or something like that. You were up and did a sprint test and there was a couple of quick boys in the first team as well and he smashed all the records, got put straight in the first team.
Wow.
Aye, he was lightning.
Incredible. Just on you being a young boy, we've spoke to Che Campbell who said you played with the young boys a couple of weeks ago. Says you were really good with them. Is this you just getting back to full fitness now, playing reserve football?
Aye, well that's the first start I've had in a year. I done my Achilles about a year ago. It was the 6th of April last year, so was trying to get back for that and then get a wee niggle through something else. You know what it's like just when you put too much attention into something else and you've a wee niggle run about it, so had to get a start, so played that game and then get back in the squad at the weekend, so just try to build up minutes for the players and hopefully get more starts under my belt. How
hard's that been, sorry, for your age, mate, getting an injury where you're out for a year and trying to get back fit again? It must be tough.
Aye, it was murder to be fair. That's the worst one I've done.
Achilles, mate, is that when that's meant to be agony?
It wasn't even that bad to be fair, because I played with Saunders when he done his, but he done his for his heel.
Right.
Mine was up high at the calf, so it wasn't that severe, but it was difficult. I broke my leg down there as well. I actually played with Slaney when I broke my leg. Got a story on that and all. I smashed a volley in, and boy fly kicked me and snapped my leg round about him. But I had brand new boots on, sliding around there and tried to kiss my fucking boot.
Try to kiss it?
Try to kiss it, aye. Try to kiss it because it was brand new boots. I was like, get away from me.
I thought you said he was going to try to steal them off you.
Well, to be fair, I think I actually gave them.
Did you?
Aye, something like that, but aye, he was trying to kiss my foot.
Wow. Again, like we spoke about being it for a year, like, can you talk us through, just to give people an insight, like, what's a typical day look like when you're injured in here? Is it earlier mornings than everyone else and later nights than everyone else?
Aye, well, you're stuck in the gym, there's not much you can do, so with that one, you're trying to, like, just build up the muscle again, because it goes that quick, so I just spent the full time trying to get like my muscle back running about it, basically, and that was a full fucking process.
The physios still get absolutely battered in football clubs.
Aye, you know, it's like it's constant. To be fair, he's always in. He's like morning and night, so it was brilliant with me. Brilliant with me. Put a lot of effort into getting me back, and like I said, the calf was the hardest part because it absolutely vanished within 2 weeks.
And you're getting to that age now, mate. Are you looking into coaching?
Aye, I've got my enemy coaching. I think same as Slaney. He's still doing that.
Give the tag, mate.
It's Lawless Premier Coaching. We do it out in Hamilton. But he's still doing that Vodka.
I think he's chucked it, mate.
Is he? Aye. No surprise.
He says he was the only football academy that was making zero money. He was making a loss.
I'm not surprised. Nah, listen. Aye, I've been doing that for about 2 years now. I love it, to be honest. Actually surprised how much I love it. The wins are absolutely mental. But
and just talking about coaching, obviously Brian's now taking the step up to be a manager. How's that been for him being in here as a player to now being your manager?
It's not been that hard for him, I don't think, because he's been doing the women's team, so it was quite a natural progression for him. Still a wee bit different because he's not in the changing room as much as he was.
Was he a big character in the changing room?
It was just his normal self, aye. There was a couple of big characters in here, to be fair, but he's loud. He is very loud, to be honest, but I think that's not even changed for get the job. So I think he's just trying to keep it a bit in between now because he knows it's no guaranteed yet, so he doesn't want to go all out one way. So it's been pretty easy for him.
Well, I stayed in Fitzpatrick and you've obviously been injured, but now that you're back, I know what type of boy you are. If he does give the ball, continuously give the ball, will you shout him?
100%. Aye, definitely. I think a couple of boys were getting a bit tight at the weekend. They did a bit of a stinker, to be honest. I'm glad you said that, not to be fair. Aye, but that must be a hard position to be in. See, when you're having a game like that, to give yourself the hook. So, aye. Listen,
but he is one of the guys, mate, he demands, even as a player, he demanded standards all the time, didn't he? I used to watch his a lot the year you should have went up. Aye. On the pitch, he was always at people for standards and doing better.
Aye, well, that's what I mean. Like, you know you can give him a bit because he's getting himself at the exact same. I'm the same. If I'm making mistakes in that, I'm expecting somebody to give me a bit. So, you know what it's like in football. You need to just pull no punches at times, and I'm glad you said it a stinker at the weekend because it was a classic.
See, now that you're back after a year out, do you make every training session as if it's your last? Because you're what age now?
33, aye.
So no long to go. Like, do you just embrace every day, mate, and just enjoy every day?
Aye, well, you know what it's like, especially with an injury. You know, you want to just be back training about with the boys. So it's been a long road to get that where I'm back training every single day. So just try to enjoy it. Aye.
What type of training are you? I can imagine you give your absolute lot every day.
Aye, well I try to. Aye, I like not big in the gym, obviously, as you can tell. So I'm more out there on the pitch with the ball. So I try and train as much as I can.
Do you need to go to the gym, or is it up to you?
Aye, you need to actually get a gym a day. I think that's where a couple of the boys have went to. You want to jump across and get them?
See, you're not fucking good.
Nah, well, you've captured me, haven't you, so I can't.
Right, well, sort of man, thanks, mate. Cheers, man. Brian, can we get in your office, mate? Is that alright? Thanks, mate. I know, mate, I do that. I just like to get to speak to everyone. Oh, look at this. This is not bad, mate, eh?
You've got 10 minutes before the video.
That's Willow's Celtic money in there, isn't it? It's Willow's Celtic's bonuses. That's Gordon Dale's. Does that vibrate? Right, let's see the setup in here, mate. So, this is your office. This is your space, sorry.
My space, aye. Willow's over there. We've got sports scientist, and then we've got Craig Dargo. He's got the big seat because he's a boss.
Dargo's, is it, mate? What a career Dargo had as well, eh?
What a striker he was. See some of the goals. There was a clip that came up on Twitter not that long ago, scored an absolute cracker at Hampden.
Good player.
Boy could finish.
So what was the thinking? Was he already part of the first team squad before you came in, or did you give him that role?
No, he's head of youth.
Alright.
Dargs is head of youth, and he's just based, and obviously Mark's the under-18 manager, and he's just done us a favour and coming in to help us. People say I'm the busiest man in Scottish football, but Craig Dargo's no far behind. He's got so many roles. He was away at Livingston Sunday morning to watch the youth teams as well. He's a grafter, Dargo, that's for sure.
That's what people didn't see, like, at this level of football. You didn't just do your own job, mate. You're doing multiple jobs, aren't you?
No, everybody's just pulling in one direction. Everybody's got to help each other. We've no got abundance of staff. We've no got the finances that the Premier League down south. So everybody needs to roll their sleeves up, and it's all about hard work. It's not about money at this level. It's about basically earning a proper wage, doing hard graphs. It's long hours, but listen, it's how you've been involved in football. It's what you want to be involved in. It's what we love doing.
See, if you were to get the job full time, like, what sort of roles would you be looking to introduce? Would you like it, like you said, would you like an analysis to come in full time?
Yeah, we'd like an analyst to come in full time. I think that'd be important. But there's other things you would like to change as well. But listen, Rome wasn't built in a day. Now we've obviously got the sporting director in, which is going to be a massive help as well. So the club are trying to do things the right way. It'll take a bit of time and bedding in process. But listen, as long as we need to keep concentrating first and foremost and getting into these playoffs. We can't look too far ahead. Get into those playoffs and then hopefully see where it takes us.
Just quickly, because we ask every manager to do this on the sports science side of things, because it causes big debate now in football, doesn't it? How much do you lean on sports science in terms of the workload for the week? Does he get a say in how that happens, or is that purely down to you?
No, we're actually probably one of the luckier ones because Ben's actually top notch. He knows his stuff. He's very good. He used to work with me actually. He was in the youths, and then I had him at the women's team, and then he binned me off and went to the first team. So he's worked his way up the ladder, but he's top notch. He knows his stuff, and me and Mark will speak to him about the load for the week and stuff like that. Listen, we're at the tail end of the season. We can't be busting the boys too much, but we still want to have the standards and tempo and intensity within training that we need. Sometimes the numbers up to be a wee bit higher, especially that axial D cells and high speed running sort of stuff. So no, he's good to lean on at times.
Brilliant. Do you remember your goal for St Johnstone against Dundee, the game before the top six?
Aye, was it Scott Baring goal? And I whipped it right round him.
Remember who passed you the ball?
Was it you?
It passed it straight to nearly lost Dundee the top six. I passed the ball to you and I was like, slow motion, mate, and you've just bent it in the top bin. So we had to wait on somebody getting beat the next day. I think it was Kelly, but they thankfully got beat, so we finished in the top six. But you did ruin my Dundee career. Thanks very much.
No, you're welcome, mate.
Done us a favour, and done Dundee a massive favour as well. See, on getting the job, mate, obviously Doole's left to it. I imagine you were quite close with.
No, I was. Listen, Doole's made me captain of football club, and I'll be forever thankful for that. And it's football, you know, it's such a ruthless business. And listen, see if I do get the job full time, I know I'll get sacked, or else I'll move on to bigger things. That's just the nature of the game. You're either going to get a big move or you're going to get the sack. That every football manager knows when you're in it. You need to do really well because punters want success, and if you don't get that, then at the end of the day it falls in the manager's head. And
can you just talk us through the process of you getting offered the job? Doole's obviously leaves, and what is it, just a phone call that you brought in at the office? Did you expect it to happen?
No, I didn't expect it to happen. I received a message, I think it was a Tuesday morning, I think it was at 8 o'clock in the morning, can I come in for a meeting at 9 o'clock? And you think to yourself, what have I done? I'm getting disciplined here. And then I went upstairs, I was there first, and then Mark came in, and as soon as Mark walked into the room, been in football enough, you knew what was happening because the chairman wasn't there yet. And then he'd come upstairs, and they just obviously told Chris and Paul that they'd lost their jobs, and they just asked us, can we take training today and take the game for the weekend? And that's all. Before it was just going to be a short period of time. Just listen, take this week, get it out of the way. Probably maybe a new manager comes in, but it's went okay. Obviously, the first 6 games unbeaten, and they've asked us to take the game at the end of the year. The old curse happens, you get manager of the month and you lose the next game as well. So I didn't want it, don't give it ever again. So listen, but at the same time, we had enough chances to win the game against Airdrie, but you've got to give Airdrie credit as well. They played well in the game, on the day. They're fighting for their lives. Me and Mark actually went to watch them against Queen's Park, and they were absolutely brilliant, 1-5-0. So Reece has been unlucky this year with injuries, and he's now getting his players back.
Yeah. See, just when you got offered it at first, was it a no-brainer for you to take it, or was there any hesitations?
No, listen, I've been at the club now 5 years. I've been obviously doing the women's as well. So when I got offered to do it, it wasn't as if I was getting wet behind the ears. I've been doing it for a number of years now that I'm more than capable of putting myself out there, taking training sessions, taking match days, squads and stuff like that. So, and obviously making those hard decisions of picking teams and leaving boys out. That sort of stuff doesn't bother me because at the end of the day, you've got a job to do, and it's about Partick Thistle Football Club. It's not about an individual. It's about the whole thing collectively. You're trying to get the best results of the football club.
And did you get the buzz for it straight away as soon as you done it?
No, I enjoyed it. So, especially when I was a wee bit younger, when I took the women's team, you can go there and you can learn. You make loads of mistakes, and I've made loads of mistakes. And by the way, I'll make loads of mistakes going forward as well. Nobody's perfect, and you're never going to be perfect. So
Here he is.
they're the main man walked in.
This is when the viewers start to turn off. This is when the viewers turn off, and we'll start. Mate, if you didn't mind giving us 5 minutes, please, we're trying to do something here. For fuck's sake, well. Mate, we want you in 5 minutes. So sorry, I had you get the bus for it. Make mistakes. How invaluable has that been, taking the women's team before you getting this job?
It's so important because you're going to make loads of mistakes, and you can go away and you can reflect to try and make yourself better. Even as a football player, you're going to make mistakes, and when you watch yourself back on videos, how can you make yourself better? Every day is about learning, and it's obviously going and speaking to people to make yourself better. All these things help.
Who do you speak to?
My dog. Just me and him. Nah, I'm only kidding on. My wife will be raging I said that. She said I always mention the dog. No, there's people in football that you can lean on. I've messaged John McGlynn a couple of times. He's a guy that I've got huge respect for. He was my manager years ago at Rafe Rovers, and then just seen what he's done over the last couple of years. He messaged to say good luck when he got the job as well. So he's a top bloke.
Mate, he messaged me after we won the league as well. I love him as well. I messaged him quite a bit as well.
He's brilliant, and that just typifies him, Si. The type of character he is. When somebody goes and does well, he's the first to pick up the phone and give you that bit of praise and that wee bit of self-belief. The manager just texts you brilliant, and he's something I've always kept in contact with the guy, and he's just a top guy. And he's reaping the rewards. His team are playing fantastic football that looks like they're going on to win the league back-to-back league titles, so it shows you how good a manager is. Again,
obviously you get the job because something's not went right previously, so did you have things in your mind that you wanted to change straight away, and what were they?
No, listen, I was just a player. I was trying to think of myself as a player and what we could do in the pitch to make it better, and that's what we were all focused on. That we never seen it coming, because obviously we get a bad result against Rafe Rovers. Nothing had happened on the Monday, so we thought status quo, that everything was staying the same. So you can't get ahead of yourself in this game. You can't think outside the box. So when you get asked to take it, then you're thrown in at the deep end. So that's what we've done. We've managed to pick up some good results. Probably looking back, I'm still annoyed, but we didn't beat Airdrie the first game, and we drew with Livingston, because I felt as if we probably should have took maximum points out of the games. But after that, the boys have picked up, responded really well to the ideas we're giving them on the training pitch, and there's still a lot of work to be done because it's tight with self Rafe Rovers. Obviously Morton are in there still fighting as well, so but the championship, any given game somebody can beat somebody, so there's still four massive games coming up, that's for sure.
The change of shape, you went to a 3-5-2. What was the reasoning behind that? Because obviously because of that, you're one of your best players, like Fitzpatrick for years has been flying at Partick Thistle. It's a big call for a manager that's just got the job, so what was the reasoning for the 3-5-2?
To be fair, we were losing a lot of goals, and we wanted to have that solid base behind the ball that really to stop teams creating chances against us, and we felt as if we got that. And you need to make sacrifices at the other end of the pitch, and Aidan's probably been unlucky because of the change of shape that he's not found himself in the team. But I tell you what, Aidan does give you, he gives you that spark off the bench as well. And Aidan's Aidan. He's the ability he's got. I still want more from Aidan, and Aidan, like I'm really close with Aidan. We used to travel in together in the car school, and we used to train up at Garscube, and it was never easy that you have to leave him out, because I've got huge respect for the kid. I believe in his ability, and we know when we put him on, he'll give us 100%. So he knows it's for the greater good, but why we change shape. But as I said to you earlier, we flipped it and went 4-3-3 within games, and then you get Aidan on the pitch, you get Logan in the wider areas, and then you've got that pace and dynamic speed in the wider areas to go and create chances for the forward-thinking players to go and score goals. So we know we can change it within games, and it's about having the balance, if that starting squad, and then obviously that ability to go and change it within the game.
Is that the hardest part of management, mate? Obviously picking the team, and that's quite easy. It's when you're leaving people out and you need to keep them on side, like you say, people that have been pals with you, and you've shared car schools with them, you're now having to leave them at the team. Is that quite difficult?
It is difficult, but it's football, it's reality. And listen, there's some days where a Saturday afternoon we're going to pick a team. You know what it's like, you get 20 players in the squad. 9 of them aren't going to be happy, they're not playing. I was going to say 8 there, just as well you said 9. 9 of them aren't going to be happy. Well, you're forgetting about the daft goalies. So it's always going to be that. It's always going to be that hard part where, but see, the thing is, see if you just be honest with them, have that open relationship. Listen, this is why you're not playing. This is for the greater good. This is for the team today. You might actually come on and win us a game, because nowadays you can make 5 subs. So everybody needs to be on board with it. and that's the only way you're going to get success nowadays, where the whole squad are buying into it. If you've got a couple of individuals that are just toys out the pram, they're no good for you. There's no point in being in your changing room. You need everybody pulling in one direction.
See, just on the in-game management, like you're talking about, obviously it's hard for you on the pitch, so who makes that decision when to go to the 4-3-3? Do you see it for the pitch? Is it Willow for the side? Does he call you over? How does that work?
No, we speak about everything on Friday, like potential changes, if things aren't going well, this is what we're going to do, and I've got full trust on Mark at the side. If he has to make a call, he doesn't need to shout on me, Brian, this is what I'm going to do. We trust each other, and the relationship's been going particularly well over the last couple of weeks, and so if he sees something at the pitch, obviously he's got Craig Dargo, as I mentioned earlier, at the side, they two can collaborate and have a wee conversation, and if they need to change it, they need to change it.
Brilliant. So just again, insight into how teams prepare, managers prepare. They've got a preparation pack for Hamilton. It's like the fucking Bible. What's included in this, mate? Is this every player gets this?
Well, I'm not going to open it in case it goes out before Saturday, but there'll be clips in here for Hamilton's previous games where we'll go over that in the video on Thursday, and it shows you some stats and data on Hamilton where we believe we can hurt them. The players will hand these out so they can go and do a bit of homework and they can read over themselves, and we think it's beneficial because it gives the players information getting into the game where they're not getting in blind. We can give them as much information as possible to try and go and get 3 points on Saturday.
So what day will they get this, mate? Is this today? They get this on a Tuesday for a Saturday game?
No, we'll do this on Thursday. We're just being prepared this week because we knew you were coming in. We wanted to show off.
But again, mate, like how football's changed. Like what had I done for that? Because I loved information, mate. What had I done for that as a player? Like you must see such a massive change in how much help the players get now going into a game on a Saturday.
Me and you when I got this.
No, I wouldn't be able to read that, mate. No. I'd have smoked that, mate. I'd have got chucked out. See when I got in the motor, mate? Windy done, I'd have chucked that out, mate.
You'd have rolled that up for that, didn't you?
But can I just get a wee look through it? Just this isn't going to go out before it. So there you go. There's the team shape. Like that's the style of play. What other stuff? Individuals. Sorry, Willow. Is this your work?
Stealing my notes.
Is this your notes, Willow? Again, do you prepare these packs, Willow?
I just play.
Right, big man. You can go and get your done. Appreciate it.
We're going to do a video
together. Are you going to deliver the video, mate?
Aye, of course. What? I'm on telly here.
Aye, you're on the telly, mate. Come on. Where's DL under the desk?
Mate, what I've done is I've got a notepad that all his advice, and I just fucking ignore it and do the opposite.
Just quickly for the viewers, what are you going to show in the video, mate?
Celebrity Big Brother for yesterday. Did you see it, by the way? Some of the shite out and in there.
No, I've not seen it.
Some of our more negative points for Saturday. We've been doing so well, but there were some points in there that I think the players need to see, and then we'll concentrate on the positives on Thursday.
Right, okay. So do you watch that individually, and then do you message back and forth about what you've seen and what you've seen?
Just individually. I'll watch it probably pretty much right away. But I was away for a few days. We had the day off yesterday, so I was up north. So I watched it last night, caught it early this morning, and then good to go.
Do you enjoy that side of coaching, mate? The analysis, it's tough, innit? Especially after you've been beaten.
Aye, because you just see all the negatives, don't you?
Yeah.
And you kind of ignore the positives. But I think the point that we're going to make is it's been going well for 6 weeks or something like that, by sticking to a certain way of playing and certain game plan and certain wee bits and set pieces and things that have been spot on. And then Saturday, I don't know, as if somebody went in and told them to do something different. So just to highlight that's it.
That happens, mate, doesn't it? Right, we'll let you get on, mate. Thanks very much, lads. Appreciate it.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, boys.
Thank you.
That was great. We're here with the physio, Rob Deeker. Deeker, am I saying that right?
Yeah, yeah.
And you're from Amsterdam?
Yeah, originally, yeah.
Were you in Amsterdam about 15 years ago?
Yes, I would have been.
Did you see a wee ginger spotty guy running about the red light district now?
No, I didn't, no.
I'll tell you off camera, it's a different story. So you're from Amsterdam.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing at Partick Thistle in Scottish football? And how did you get here?
Yeah, it's a long story. It is a long story, but I came up here from London. I studied and worked in London. Started off with Crystal Palace. And then got a job opportunity up here, and then ended up at Kilmarnock and Rangers, and then here at Partick Thistle. So it's been really good. Wow. It's been really enjoyable.
How was it being at a club like Rangers?
It was really enjoyable. It's one of those ones where you go there and you pinch yourself every day that you work there. Had some great trips and some really good moments there. And then decided to move on.
Was that under Van Bronckhorst? Sorry, was that the Dutch connection? Is that?
No, not at all. No, that was under. So I was there under Pedro Caixinha. I originally started as head academy, and then when Gerard came in, I went up to the first team.
How was Steven Gerrard?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was good. Obviously, unbelievable player, and yeah, it was good to be working with all those guys. Yeah.
Is it high standards under Gerrard, I'd imagine?
Very. Yeah, very. And
even from physios, like from everyone?
From everyone, right across the board, and it has to be. You come away and you implement those standards at here at the club. So you take these opportunities when they come, and you learn as much as you can. So it was great.
Again, just a wee bit of insight into people watching this, like how people probably look at him and go, maybe he's in from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock, but even at a club like Rangers, like, is it your full life? Does it take over your full life? Is it a 24-hour day?
Yeah, sometimes you work 21 days in a row, so it's, and there, I was in from 7:45, and sometimes you leave at 6 o'clock in the evening. So it's, but that's part and parcel of the job. Physio is 24/7. Even when you go home, your phone's not off. You still get people phone you for the next day. But that's why I love what I do. And it, my work is really important to me, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
And obviously now you're obviously now at the Partick Thistle. It's got a lot less facilities and staff members that it had at Rangers. So how have you found that transition coming to a club where knows many people to help you, facilities to help you?
Yeah, so it's just me. It's just me here. Previously, it was there was about 3 or 4 of us physios alone, and then you've got so many sports scientists also. So it reduces the workload massively. Here, it's me and between 27 and 31 players on my own. But it's a great experience. And I'm lucky enough to have worked with incredible physios that I've learned from, where I can now actually, I can handle that. I don't have a problem handling that at all. So it's really good. It's hard work, and you're constantly working with players. Again, 24/7. My job doesn't stop here when I finish at 3 or 4 o'clock. But again, it's and you also have to test kind of old school way, because we don't have things like the Nord board and the groin bar. So you have to use something different, like a handheld dynamometer, or find more the old school way of testing players. 50 single leg hops, for example, instead of just doing the force plate platform. So you have to kind of go old school again, but that's fine.
Just last bit, mate, did you treat Andy Halliday at Rangers?
Yes, a long time ago. Yeah, I did, yeah.
How was it to deal with, all right?
Absolutely fine. Yeah, he was good. Yeah, he was good. Yeah, a good guy.
What about other favourite players that you treated at Rangers? Anyone you got on really well with?
Scotty Arfield.
Great guy.
Brilliant. Really good. We found a connection in that both absolutely love Ricky Gervais. So I remember he was out with a hamstring injury, and I would ask him questions from the office, and he would actually reply in the character's kind of accent and voice, and that was brilliant. That was really, really good. Yeah.
What's the name of the company that David Brent works for?
That is a really good question, and I actually don't know.
Wow, there you go. Burnham Hog.
Burnham Hog.
Burnham Hog. Just on Brian, big man, we've asked the players what it was like with that transition from being a player into being the manager. How have you found that being the physio, where treating him as a player and he's now your boss ultimately?
Yeah, look, it's been great. I think we've maintained that really good relationship we have, both as a player and now the manager. He's really been a breath of fresh air. So.
What is it like about him as a manager? Is it the standards that he demands?
Yeah, as a player and as a manager, he's maintained those standards, and they align with mine as well. Both work really hard, and he demands from everyone every single day, and I think you have to do that on a daily basis if you want to be successful as a football team on the pitch. But it's also, he has a certain class about him that a lot of people don't see. So, for example, coming away from outside the club, if someone was really unwell, he would go and visit them at their home and pay them a visit, which I think
So who's that, like a staff member or?
No, but yeah, that was. I don't want to go into too much detail, but
Okay.
that was a staff member upstairs, a volunteer, and you know, it's those little things that probably set him apart. And things that, you know, it's not just about football, it's also about looking after people at the club. It doesn't matter if you're the kit man or the tea lady or whatever. He has everyone's best interest at heart, and I think that goes completely unseen.
So he's got that human side to him as well.
Very much so, yeah, very much so. You know, it's not just all about football, it's also about what we have going on outside, because we all have our own personal lives, you know. You leave that, of course, at the door when you come into the club, but his door is always open if you want to have a chat with him. He's also very astute in reading people, so he knows if something is up also, and he will, you know, just quietly come and talk to you and say, is everything okay? So, you know, there's a lot more to being a good manager than just, you know, performing on the pitch. It's about, you know, daily you know, looking after your players and your staff, and I think from a very early on stage, he's shown that he's very good at that. And
the fact that he's got to put up with Mark Wilson for such a long period of time, you must feel for him there as well.
Well, Mark also has done great, and again, Mark is very similar. I've been massively impressed with how he's been, but I knew him at the academy as well, and you know, he's just brought that into that coaching and that human side as well, back up with him. So he's been great, and I think that just proves collectively that they work well together, and probably why they won the managers of the month.
Yeah. Just lastly, have you got any pet peeves as a physio? Things that really annoy you?
Yeah, lateness.
Yeah, I hate lateness.
Lateness. Just
is there a prime suspect?
Throws my whole day my whole morning out of whack. Then everyone else is late. Yeah. Because I've still, you know, it's just me. So yeah, lateness.
Is there a prime suspect?
All of them.
No.
There's one or two. I'm not going to name names, but no. Yeah, lateness is the one.
Mate, you look like Paddy McCourt. That's who it is. Do you know who Paddy McCourt is? No, you're a bit better looking, but you've got your resemblance. Thanks so much. Cheers.
Pleasure.
Cheers, Paddy.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks, mate. So the boys are just in for analysis with the manager and Mark Wilson. They don't want us to come in after we leaked Livy's team to Rhys McCabe. Fair enough. So we are going to go and check out where the players have breakfast and also where they socialise with the pool and the darts. So let's have a look and see. The Paul Kelly Lounge, this is where the players at Partick Thistle come to eat and hang about with each other before training. So there's a pet peeve. Who's done that? Whoever that, we'll find out who's done that, and they are getting it. Left the lid off the butter, and I'm actually going to, because that'll do my OCD nuts. I'm going to stick that back in the fridge. This is what Slaney's kitchen looks like, by the way, just to be insight into what Slaney's kitchen's like. Stick that back in the fridge. So here you go. We looked at what they've got. Again, this is how different football's become. So you've got 3 different types of milks in here. I don't even know what that is. Does it say it on it? Organic. There you go. So look, when we played football, you got one jug. It was a jug of milk that had all sorts in it. They've got organic milk, they've got their whole milk, and then they've also got soya milk. But I like it, looking after themselves. Good lads. Not too sure about that. But that's it, definitely Aidan Fitzpatrick's in it, 100%. And then for breakfast, as you can see, they've got their wholemeal breads, they've got their soft white breads, and then coffee machines everywhere. Then they've got the wee pool table here as well. Paul, living memory of Paul Kelly, what a guy. And then their dartboard here. So it's a good wee place for the boys to come and relax and get their breakfast. So good setup at Partick Thistle. We're here with Davy Craig, who I called Stuart by Greg. Davy Greg. We're here with Davy Greg, Si Ferry and Davy Craig. How you doing, mate? Alright, you people keep it away insight. You were the St Knox manager, and I gave you a player on loan, Pat Moy.
Very good player, great boy, great attitude. Honking the first game, hooked half at half time.
You phoned me out. Who the fuck have you sent me here?
But after that, it was excellent. You always said a word with him.
So how many years were you St Knox manager?
I was 3 times. I was the Rock manager. Aye, but that was good. But the thing, you're in this room here. Paul was he was the last manager of the Rock that won the league.
So Paul, oh right, of course, so it was. Can we come over? So, give us the story behind Paul and what his relationship is with Partick Thistle.
Paul started the trust. It's been going about 12 years now or something. I've been here about 6. So they do lots of programmes, and even during COVID, he got us in, and through Paul we fed 30,000 people, delivered over 30,000 meals, kids in the morning, and the elderly in the afternoon. So,
amazing. Was he a top man, mate?
Unbelievable guy. And we would do everything to help anybody. And like up here, it's just the programmes are up here that he started, they're still going. Obviously, Davy Galt.
Davy Galt,
Aye, so they've got Accepting Activity, which is homeless, mental health, refugees. They're up on a Monday and a Thursday. A Wednesday, you've got the Thistle Works Boys. Right. They come up and they do it, and they've got the Friday Club. Now, like these guys have got special needs, they do that. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we've got a programme with the kids for the local schools. So they come up after school and they get taxied up after school. And they get in here, they'll get arts and crafts, they'll get dancing down there. Outside, they'll get football. But more importantly, they get fed as well, they get a wee meal.
Amazing what football clubs can do, mate. That's amazing work you're doing. Give us a hug, that's brilliant. And you and Paul. Just quickly on the players, who do you got on with? Who's the characters in the team?
Well, mainly it's like they try and play pool and darts, but they're fucking rotten, man. No one good about them.
Is it terrible, huh?
Oh, awful, mate. You give me a few quid if you can play pool.
Your head actually looks like that white ball, actually.
I got a bit of colour about me, man. I look like one of the red boys.
Davey, what a man, yeah. Thanks, mate. Just quickly for viewers, this guy ruined my dream of going up to League 2 last year. What a performance against us, you bastard, man.
No.
Right, okay, on you need to go, but still hate you. He was unbelievable. We played Stranraer in the playoff games. I've never seen a goalie performance like it over 2 legs, so there's the guy that ruined my dream of League 2. Okay, we're one of the man, the myth, the legend, Mark Wilson. How did the analysis go, mate?
Went like every other analysis goes when you get beat. Everybody just looking at you thinking you're talking shit.
Does anybody ever, this is quite interesting, does anyone ever do you give the boys their opinion on certain situations, and do you let them answer back and give their point of view?
I think you've got to, especially our dressing room's full of experienced guys that have been at this level for so many years. So I think it's important that we put the points across why we think the result went the way it did. The performance was poor, and we asked them to contribute. I think we've got leaders in there that aren't scared to say their opinion, but they're all quite honest. You know, I've been in dressing rooms where boys just aren't honest. They just talk
never
shit.
Their fault.
It's never their fault.
Who you talking about, Scott McDonald?
By the way, he was the worst for it. By the way, wasn't he?
These two didn't take any responsibility. Oh no, they're 2 good players actually. 2 good players there too.
2 of them don't want to train the day because we got beat at the weekend.
Why is no training, lads?
They don't want to train, they've chucked it.
Oh, for God's sake, man.
Wrapping them in cotton wool.
So who will be the ones who are the leaders in the dressing room?
Big Ash, he's obviously the vice captain. He's been around the block. Did you play with him, by the way?
I played against him. He could header the ball further than anybody I've ever seen in my life.
Aye. So he's great at that. Dan O'Reilly, Stuart Bannigan. So guys that have been around the block, you know, and know the game well. So it's important for us because we're still young coaches to feed into that as well. But it went all right. It went fine. Just wanted to point out, I don't think we trained particularly well on Thursday and Friday. I think that fed into the game Saturday. So highlighting how important it is to train well throughout the week.
Brilliant, I totally agree. Is there stuff that you've seen in there that you'll be looking for when you're going into your 11v11 today?
Not today. I mean, since Brian and I have come in, we've changed shape once or twice, and that was to do with the opposition. But we'll look at how we kind of want to play preferably. I think it was important today to have an 11v11. We've got some players coming back for injury as well, and we couldn't arrange a game today. So it's a more controlled environment to get them bigger distances to work on. And then a couple of the young boys who have come up from the under-18s have shown up well in training. So it'd be good to see them in a full 11v11.
How much is that doing to you that they've showed up well in training?
Everything's done to me.
Of course it is.
You know what I mean? They were rubbish before I came in.
How has that been, mate? What's the difference between going for an under-18s manager, coach to... Essentially, you've been sort of the manager on the side of the pitch, haven't you? So what's the differences between coaching under-18 teams and coaching a first team?
I don't know if there's many differences. I mean, the ideas are still the same.
Yeah.
I think first team players obviously just get the picture quicker and they can carry it out to a higher standard. You know, you get ideas of how you want to play and how you want to move the ball. young boys are that wee bit more anxious maybe of playing that way, or they maybe take an extra touch, or they won't pass it as crisply. And then you go to first team and you put those ideas into place, and it can play it much better on the eye. So I think that's, but you still need to implant the idea of what you're on, because they can't see what's in your head. You know what I mean? You still need to actually walk people through it. Sometimes, I think the amount of times we were told to do something, you think you're doing it right, the manager's going off his nut on the side saying that's not what he had in his head. So that side, it's still the same. Information sharing's still the same, but first team boys can do it better.
See, on that style of play that you're talking about and the idea, how did you come up with that together? Is that, did both of you say this is how I see football, this is how I see us playing, or was that totally down to Brian, then it's up to you to go and deliver it?
No, it was pretty similar. I think Brian had a fair idea of what my ideas were when he seen the under-18 team and what I've been kind of doing here in the last 18 months. And Brian, you know, when we got asked to take the gig, then we were pretty aligned on how we wanted to play. And then you put it together on the pitch and you hope the players buy into it. But again, it's chopped and changed a wee bit just because of the shape. But I think you've got to be flexible, haven't you? Especially in this league, where, especially when you're coming in, you know, when do we come in? February. We only got a couple of weeks to get them running. There is no set style, because you know yourself, you need a long time through pre-season to work on that. So we're kind of chasing our tail a wee bit in that respect. We're trying to look at the opposition and how best to set up against them, but still put our ideas into that shape. And it's went okay so far. Saturday was just the anomaly in that.
Just quickly, because you're going to start now, we've asked the players how they found it when the manager gives the ball away. Are they shouting on him on the pitch? Are you shouting him for the side of the pitch if he's not doing what you're asking him to do?
Aye, I'm the guy that subs him.
How was that, subbing the manager? Did he know it was coming, or did he say take me off, or was it your decision?
By the way, he was lucky to last at that stage, if I'm honest. I think he even says himself, should have worked him at 45 minutes. But then, what was it, the first game? First game we played, I took him off after, was it 60 minutes? Then the second game, he come off again actually. Has he
ever had a go at you for taking him out?
No. But he's 37-year-old.
He's older,
man.
that's
you know
true.
I mean, he can't be covering 11 and 12k a game.
He's still an unbelievable nick, isn't he?
He is. He looks after himself.
Incredible,
man.
mate.
Full head of hair and shiny face and all that.
Just last question, do you think you could play right back in this team still?
Easily.
Cruise it, mate.
I think that. I know I can't though. My knees tell me otherwise.
Well, what a guy. I'm looking forward to watching you here, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
Thank you. Just quickly, any pet peeves since you started taking on?
Pet peeves? Aye, actually. See these fucking mannequins, right? Honestly, right, these mannequins must be the cheapest mannequins known to men, right? Because they're not the heavy duty one. And we're at the highest pitch in Glasgow. So I designed a session and I've got mannequins and I've put them out and they've blown air after about 30 seconds. So the players right away are switching off. Don't look at a stick with these mannequins. So we need new mannequins.
Amazing. If anyone wants to donate mannequins to Mark Wilson, please do. Thanks, mate. Exactly what the kit man was talking about, right? Look at the jumpers, right? That's Aidan Fitzpatrick's. Look, he's folded his jumper. What a geek! This passing drill that they're doing now, it's quite a popular one now amongst teams. So it's basically they're playing a sideways pass to play forward to go and get the next one. So it's almost like into a striker's feet for two midfield runners to go and play. Good tempo in here, good standard as well. But the one thing you take for at the start is he's quieting down a bit now. But at the start he's straight away he's instructing boys, he's on boys, he's demanding standards off them as well. So. He's a great example, 37-year-old, and look at the nick he's in, and he's very vocal in the training as well, which is great for the players, I think.
Ben, stay where you are. What you want, Ben? That's fine. Good. Come on, Nick. There we go. In the end, man. Stevie. Was. Yes. Okay. Try and come across the back. Good. Ben. Go on, Ben! That's all right, go on, cross, good.
Again, even for me, just for a coaching point of view, like when you hear Willow, like his enthusiasm and the tone of his voice when he's giving information on the players, I think it's so important. Like for me as a coach, you're there to, you need to bring the enthusiasm as well. You can't be flat, so Again, Willow, as you see him off camera, he's quite a placid guy, but once he gets on the training pitch, loud and vocal and enthusiastic. So it's so important for young coaches to learn from that. Just to update you in training and the difficulties as a coach and a manager is that they started with a certain number of players, and one of the players has actually pulled out with a calf injury in the warm-up. So again, you've planned all morning for the session that you're going to do, the amount of players that you've got today, and somebody's pulled out. Now, the disappointing thing is that they've asked the sports scientist to join in instead of me, so that tells you exactly what Brian Graham and Mark Wilson think of me as a football player. Brilliant.
Heels up, knees up.
I'm going to tell you now that
on
he stole this for Gordon Strachan.
Groups of 3.
Remember, this is Gordon Strachan.
Oh, Dan, pick somebody, Dan. Wow. One touch. 15 passes again.
Down to one touch now, so they need to think quicker. Obviously, they had 2 touches
2.5
before, so you can maybe
minutes.
take a touch and then decide your pass. You need to know what you're doing before the ball comes to you now. So
let's go.
Starting to get in
one
a game
touch.
mode.
That's away now. Good was. Quick change, go. Yes.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, lovely. Oh, spin ball, Stevie. Brilliant pen. Oh, handball. Okay, go. Play. Got the sports scientist in here. He was a late call-up, to be fair, so I'm not going to be too harsh on him. There we go, Ben in. Yes. That's it, Ben. Yes, set there, Ben. Brilliant. And change the guy in the middle. Ben, you go in the middle. You'll be good at the middle. Yes. There we go. Play. Just lay it off. Just you lay it off. Good.
So see, for me, the top box is the big hitters. You've got Kyle Turner, you've got Ashcroft, you've got Bannigan, you've got Fitzpatrick, you've got Ukubiak. These are what you. I think this is like the big hitters box. So let's see what the standards like. Good pressing. Good. This could be a 15 on camera. Oh, he's done him. No bad. Again, it's the players that need to clear the pitch. Love that. Easy for the coaches to have to do it, but the players need to clear the pitch before they move on to the next drill. I'm just walking through the session, just hoping that they'll ask us to join in, but they're not even looking at us. But it's just, this is going to be an 11v11. Yellows versus oranges. I think Willow spoke about before the game. One team's going to be set up in the same shape that Hamilton will play at the weekend, and the other team will play like Partick Thistle. I would imagine that they'll flip it at half time. The team that played like Hamilton in the first half will play like Thistle in the second half, and the team that played like Thistle in the first half will play like Hamilton in the second half. So be an interesting watch. I'm quite interested to see how many times they stop it if certain things aren't done the way they want them to do in terms of movements or positioning on the pitch. So, or they'll just let it play for the period of time and speak to them at the break. I'm gonna watch the game where I normally watch the game on a Saturday. Decano used to call this a Si Ferry seat, because any time I was on the bench I'd sit like that and no speak to anybody. So he called it the Si Ferry seat. We are going to go up on the scaffolding, and we'll get a better view of the game here. There's the injured boys are running around the pitch while the fit boys play it. That's wee Ben that we spoke to earlier, getting the ball back. He's very good at that. So there again, Willow, he's treating this like an actual game, like Fitzpatrick's dropped far too deep here. He's telling him to keep his length and give them length up the pitch. So everything is game related. So what I've seen for the Yellows especially is that Willow's asking the right back to go and play inverted, similar to what Celtic do. And then the Oranges full-back just went inverted again. So it'll be interesting to ask him after training whether he's doing that because that's something that they're looking at themselves to do, or whether that's something that Hamilton do and they're preparing for what to do against it ultimately. So that's the wee thing that I've took for the first sort of 5 minutes in the game. Again, this is what I like about coaching. So the game's going on, but still Mark Wilson's just taking somebody aside as the game's going on to give them wee pointers about what's going on in the game, which again I think it's invaluable, that because ultimately it's just happened. So Willow's pulled him out again with a bit of advice, and the centre half's going mad at the boy. Oh, amazing! He's getting absolutely slaughtered, man. Willow's killing boys. Ah, brilliant, Brian. But again, on the point, brilliant, man. That is amazing, isn't it? Willow feel terrible right now. But again, why I think Willow does it, and I agree, is that it's just happened. What Willow wants to speak to him about, it's just happened. It's fresh in his mind. There's no point in waiting until half time and going, remember that time in the 8th minute where you done that? That's the purpose of these games for me. It's a training game, so you can then pull people and say, in that situation there, I want you to do this instead of doing that. So I think it's good coaching for Willow. Lee Ashcross needs to calm down a bit. For people that don't know the reality of football and how competitive football players are, this game's been 5 minutes in and everyone's going fucking off their nut, so it's great to see. Here he is working on corners.
Yes, Shay, watch. Stop it! He's not offside! Changes the angle! Don't pass it back!
Again, wee small details there, eh?
Tom, going on
massive
the
in football now.
Just defend it again.
Wee small details,
Let's
how
go!
you can get better. That's great coaching, I think, for Willow.
Ben, fucking give him 10 yards.
They've made an arse of the corner.
Fucking do it right. Jamie, do it.
Hey!
Actually, stay with him there. I'll do here. Keep him wide.
Good! Corner! Take another corner! Well done, Stanos!
Wee Ben, is so good. He covers the ground really quickly.
See
He's
that wee
aggressive, he
line
gets
there?
the ball back really well, but he's also neat and tidy when he gets it.
Good! Well done!
Get there. Keep it alive, Banzo. Walk in.
Jamie, inside! Go inside! Brian, stay longer!
Ah, brilliant.
Brilliant, that's the ball! Put pressure on him! Well done, Ashley.
Get up, Shay! That'll do, well done, turnover lads, well done!
Set us up! Shay, get together!
Hold on, you two
Lads, stay there!
Set up!
Good!
Great.
Good, there we go! Well done, young team! Excellent, young team!
Ben, that's important, don't get attracted, trust A2. This is a danger when he comes back and goes the other side.
Let's go! Come on, Yellow!
what a pass.
Great
What a
pass! Go on, Liam!
Ah,
what a
brilliant
touch,
to the
Brian.
manager. Oh my God, the manager's just scored the best goal ever. Oh my God.
Yeah!
Oh my God.
What a goal, Yellow!
Hope you got that in the video, Si.
How's that not getting... Mate, how's nobody running to you?
Doesn't he do that in this order?
Bye.
Mate, that's unreal.
Why he keeps coming off 60 minutes.
Great goal, Yellow!
Not one of the boys have ran him. I love it.
They're all scared of him.
If it was me, mate, I'd be up his arse, mate. I'd be jumping on his back and all sorts, man.
Great goal, Gaffer. Yeah, go!
Oh, what a goal. Did you get that camera? Huh? What a goal. Mate.
Tell you what, you can come there often. Perfect hat-trick in training in 11v11.
Did you get a hat-trick there?
Aye, header, that right foot, and I just scored before we finished there. You missed it, too busy talking to Craw.
No, I'll tell you what, do you know why you do that, mate, and you've had the career you've had? See the way you train, it's incredible, mate.
We've got to burn about, mate. Got to work hard.
How important is that, and obviously how you look after yourself and then how you train day-to-day basis, how important is that in terms of why you've had the career that you've had?
If any young kid, you don't train properly Monday to Friday, you get no chance on Saturday. You can't coast through training Monday to Friday, you've got to give it your all. And sometimes, listen, you pick up injuries because you train the way you train, but if you don't train properly, you don't end up having a career that you do, because I'm 37 years of age, I'm still running about as if I'm 15 out there. And listen, it's the best job in the world. Look at the weather. I'm out here playing football. You've got to count your lucky stars. Like, you're still playing at 37. People get bad injuries and their career get cut short. I'm still going. I still get the enthusiasm for the game. I absolutely love it.
Do you relay that message to the players that they're lucky to be doing what they're doing?
Of course. Listen, if you don't realise walking in here this morning that you're lucky to be in the position you're in, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
there's people out there actually grafting for a living, and it's no easy in this day and age with cost of life crisis and all the rest of it, and it's no a nice world out there. So you can come in here, put all your worries to one side and go and really enjoy yourself. Listen, once you go back out the door today, and then you get your worries again, but every day you come in here with a smile on your face, leave everything at the door, come in and enjoy your work.
Just be honest on that goal. See, when the ball's coming over you, did you think, I know I'm being filmed here, I'm going to try and do something, or was it you just in striker mode?
It was you, mate, and then you said you need to be at it today. You were in my head today, mate. Coach Si.
Mate, get me on. I'll come and watch every game. You're a fucking superstar when I'm here, man. You're hopeless when I'm not here.
I was hopeless at weekend, I can assure you.
At least you've bounced back, so mate, that's what a good player does.
Will was talking to me earlier, said I think that was pure frustration for the weekend. I've been shite, so I had to train properly today to get myself going again for this following week.
Just quickly, how do you feel the session went as a whole?
No, I think we got a lot out of it. Obviously, we changed a couple of formations as well. We changed a lot of personnel, so everybody was understanding and positionally where we wanted to be on the pitch. I think we got a lot out of it. I thought we seen a couple of things that we could do a lot better as well, so it was very pleasing on the eye.
And do you talk about that before training? Like Willow was pulling quite a lot of people and telling them certain positions that they weren't in the right positions and telling them where they should be. Is that something that you encourage, that when these games are happening that you give information constantly?
This is where you learn. This is a training field. You can't do that in a match day because you obviously hear the crowd and players can't really hear the messages. So if they're getting it day to day on that training pitch, it becomes easier for them. Try to make it as easy as possible.
Yeah, and give them information. And then the big question to finish, mate, are you going to play yourself on Saturday?
I'm not sure. Maybe after that goal, my confidence is back up.
Got to play yourself, mate.
We'll see how it is. Jack scored a couple of goals there and all, so he's pushing me. That's for sure.
Brilliant, mate. Thanks so much again. I appreciate you giving your time. Thank you, mate. Cheers. Okay, we're just going to get a wee quick look into the boys' gym session after training. Like the sports scientist said, the boys prefer to do it before their lunch, so Tuesday's their hard session day, so it's a hard session out on the pitch, and then I'd imagine quite a hard session in the gym as well. So let's get a wee look at the setup in here. Who's wanting flung a bit? Who's the animals in here, Cloaks? Who's the animals? Ashcroft. You big man, many pull-ups have you got? No, come on, what's your record? Well, we'll have a pull-up off me and him. You got a bet on it? What, 20 quid? Right, let's go. There's a pull-up, man. Right, come on then, you go first. Let's go. Ladies first, right? Is he amazing at it? Full rep, yeah. Right, here we go.
Half ones.
That's right, how many is that for?
4, 5, 3, 6. Struggling now. He's light enough anyway. 8. Dan's bad. 9. Not bad. 10. Nice. 12. He keeps going They don't sweat yet. 14. 14 on. 15. Dan knocks it out wide. 16. Nice. 16.
16, Dan. Yes, underhand.
Dan's 16 wide.
Go on, Dan. 20 quid on this, mate. Oh, he's a fucking animal. Look at his arms. Right down. Go on, Dan. Oh, he's struggling. Hey, go. Oh, he's struggling. 14, 14, 15, 16. One more you've got. Yeah, bastard. Well done, Dan. Hero, mate. Holy fuck. I'm shattered. How important is this sort of gym work for football players these days? I'm fucking shattered.
No, it's important, obviously. Just getting the balance right and between doing too much, too little, but like injury prevention and, prepping for games. Obviously, everyone's different. Some people don't like it, some people do, but I think you can see now with the way the game's going, it's very important,
So see, in terms of Saturday week, how many times will you be in here a week? If you're playing Saturday and then you're not playing again to the next Saturday, just you personal?
I probably do 3, so Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, or if I didn't do one on a Monday, I might do Wednesday myself, but that would be it. I wouldn't do more,
And then what again in terms of eating? Like, how's your diet away from here? Do you drink alcohol?
I do, but not much. I used to when I was younger more, but just kind of grown out of it, like, you know.
And why is that? Just to give yourself the best possible chance?
Yeah, just when I was younger, obviously you're younger, you're a bit mad, like, but just as I've gotten older, I have a kid now, so I need to pick and choose, you know.
But is it so important that you live your life properly away from football now as well, isn't it?
Of course, especially with the schedule, and it takes you longer to recover as well. I just find that, like, if I go out on a Saturday, I'm still wrecked by today, like Tuesday, so yeah.
Just to let the viewers know, I done a gym session this morning, which is probably why you beat us. I could easily do 20.
Warmed up, that's why.
Thanks so much, mate. What a guy.
Mate, no,
Cheers,
no
mate.
problem.
Right, talk us through that session there, mate. What did you get out of it?
I was struggling, to be fair. I took a knock in the warm-up, so I was a man down. I think it was more to help the sort of team that's playing the weekend. I think they were working on different shapes for Saturday. I'm suspended for a couple of games, so I was in the...
It's not like you that, to be fair. Seen your tackle a couple of weeks.
No, it's my first suspension in about 3 or 4 years.
Oh, is it right?
Aye. That's a bit of... People think I'm a bit worse than what I actually am.
Do you know, I wanted to interview you, especially because you've been here for so long, and just how you've seen the club and the game change since you first came here to what it is now.
It's totally different, mate. And the whole... People say culture, don't they? The whole thing's totally different. Even with the young boys that we were back then, everything's all changed, isn't it? It's turned a lot PG.
Do you prefer it now to like the information that you're given on opposition, the information you're given on how you eat, the information you're given on in the gym, and how do you enjoy it, or are you one of these that...
I'm old school.
Do you wish it was still old school?
I wish it was old school. Aye. People, he's laughing about how you eat. I get slaughtered for how I eat. You wouldn't believe it, mate. Honestly, I'm not even going to get in it. You wouldn't believe
You're ripped, isn't it?
I'm not ripped, mate. I'm fit, but I'm not ripped. I'm one of the fat, sort of skinny guys.
So what would your diet look like?
Cheese pizza, mate.
What for your dinner?
It's my favourite dinner, mate.
So do you think it is a wee bit of a myth that you need to...
It's obviously not a myth because it can help you, of course it is. But I think I'm too deep into it now. I'm 32. I don't think I'm changing now.
How many years do you think you've got left in you?
I think I've got a few. I feel fit, mate. I feel as fit as I've ever felt. I think playing in your position, you don't really... I'm not as if I'm exactly box to box now, so I can kind of pick and choose my moments, but I feel as fit as I've ever felt.
And then obviously you've known Brian for such a long time as a teammate. How's that transition been from going from your teammate to a manager?
I think it'd be more difficult for him because he'll need to kind of step out of the changing room, but he's done it for the women's team, so I think he's stepped into it pretty well.
Was he a big character in the changing room?
He's pretty loud, mate. Aye, we've got a few. To be fair, Stevie's quite funny. We've got a few others, so it's quite a good changing room, mate.
Have you had chappies doing it?
No yet. No, I've played every game, so I'm all right now. But as soon as I'm not playing, I'm a bit angry, mate.
And again, I've asked everyone this: when he gives the ball away, do you still shout him?
It's a wee internal one, innit? It's like, fuck's sake, come on, you get a fucking grip.
Were you similar Saturday when he was having one? You think you can get him off?
To be honest, I'm just concentrating myself, to be honest. But I'm thinking, fuck me. But you always have a wee internal, as I said. You're like, fucking hell, big man, come on, get a fucking grip. But when you're not playing well, you need to make sure. You know what I mean?
Spoke to Lawless as well about that Ross County game, mate. How tough was that to take, mate? You should have went up that year, shouldn't you?
I should have, I could have, mate. You can't help but think about it. You know, you're so close, and you know, I look back and I missed a great chance. I missed a penalty and all, and I look back and I think the penalty's actually a fucking inch, mate. I think it hit the inside of the post and goes along the line, so you're like, fucking any chance of that just being 1 inch inside and it's a fucking goal. But you can't help but look back at it, mate. But you hope that you get that chance again. We were close again last year, to be fair. You beat penalties off Wraith, arguably the better team in the second leg, a few half a line. So we're not far away, but you never know. We've probably not played as well this year. You never know.
Sometimes they're the years it happens, mate, innit?
I know, wait and see, but it's pretty tough for the teams in the Championship to get up to the Prem for the 6 games in a short space of time. But we've given it a good crack over the last few years. Hopefully we can do it.
And the club seems to be on a positive upturn with the new director of football coming in. It seems like they're trying to do everything properly as well. Yeah,
they're trying to go with the times, I think, innit? I've not really seen it at our level, so it'll be interesting to see how it all works. But I think they're trying to be as professional as they can.
No, it's his first day there. I sat behind him watching the game, and his first note was Bannigan out. So
that's what he said. He slaughtered me in there. He says, I was here about 10 years ago in Scotland. He says, I've seen a few players here. He says, I'm not having a word with you, Bannigan, but Jesus Christ. What are you doing still here?
Amazing, mate. And then Stag Do, so where do you get married?
I'm down at Cornhill Castle in Bigger. So it's a wee hour away.
Getting a few quid here, aren't you?
No chance.
I've
been robbed here for years.
Crawford, what about him not inviting you on the Stag Do? Any big names going to the wedding?
No big names. I'm quiet, mate.
Your pals are big names. Have you not got a couple of big names?
No, I'm a quiet guy. Who?
I was told I was getting an invite.
To the wedding? Is he invited to the wedding?
No. Did they tell you about his? No. His wedding, right? I never made nothing. Not in the Stag Do. What was it again? Never made the backup. Nothing. Zero. Never spoke to him.
What, after you left?
This is the first time I ever spoke to him.
Amazing, man. Right, Banjo, thanks so much, mate.
Top man,
Hero,
mate.
thanks, mate.
Thanks very much.
So we're Willow after the session there. How do you think the session went, mate?
Good, actually, got what we needed. I think Tuesday we were wanting quite big distances, so I think the boys done about 67k there or something like that. So pretty decent, and it looked good. The guys who we wanted to get some minutes scored at, some good goals. What about the goal for Brian?
Oh, amazing!
Unbelievable.
See, looking very far, was it the yellow team that you were? Was that used in possession? Was that and you change it? How many times did you change the shape? 3 times.
3 times we changed shape, so did a couple on 4-3-3, and just getting the players used to the ideas that we want. It's all right putting it on the board.
Yeah.
Then when it goes on the pitch, some people are just hesitant because they've never played that way before, or they're scared to go into certain positions because they've never been told that. So I think the more we can do that, the better. And usually on a Thursday we'll do 10v8, so we kind of run through it, but it's always better on a full-size pitch. So the more you reiterate these ideas, I think the easier it is, or the more it sinks in for players. So that's why it was worthwhile.
I loved the information that you were giving players during the game, but you did absolutely kill the right winger early on in the game.
How did you feel? Terry, I know. And Big Ashy, I didn't want to say to Ashy because he was going off his nut. And the argument continued on it in the penalty area. I just sneaked off into the dugout and just thought, I'll just leave there to...
You were going to go, Ashy, it was my fault. And then when you seen how angry he was, he just basically left him.
He was fuming, wasn't he? I was thinking, I'm not arguing with him. He's usually got his big headband on as well, so he looks menacing in games. But, man, I just left Terry to sort it out.
Mate, I
said, Terry, I wouldn't have been standing there either. I would have got back in if I was you.
And then, quickly, what does the rest of the day look like for you, mate?
Back in the office, obviously, prepping...
You and Brian Graham have got a cracking game of Football Manager going on your side.
He's signing all sorts of rubbish, trying all sorts of formations. No, we'll be back in. We'll be obviously looking at the opposition, Hamilton, this week, looking at their stuff.
What do you look at with them, Will? Do you watch full games of them? Is it just clips that people have sent you? How do you get information on Hamilton?
The way I do it, so we've got an analyst who'll put together a pack for us with certain trends. We'll look at that, but it's always better just to look yourself into it. So probably concentrating, the way I do it anyway, I'll probably concentrate on like 15-minute segments for games rather than watch the full 90 minutes. I think you get a better idea of what's going on. So I'll look at them because they've changed shape recently, and we'll see if there's any areas we can exploit, and then piece together what Thursday's session will look like when we're match prepping.
And will Thursday's session be based on what Hamilton do?
Pretty much, aye. So we concentrate a lot on the opposition as well, but I think the majority is what we do. I think that's obvious, isn't it? You have to give ideas of what they're going to do and what you're going to come up against. Spend maybe 5 or 6 minutes on that and what we do.
Will that be video as well, Will, or will there be a video on Hamilton then on the training pitch?
So we'll do a video on Hamilton on Thursday. We'll do some of our positives, because there was positives for Saturday. And then we'll prep, we'll show the boys what Hamilton do, how they build, set pieces, all the usual stuff. Then we take it onto the pitch. We run through it a few times, play it at a bit higher intensity than walking through it, and then that'll be us.
What about a Friday? Just
Friday,
easy.
Usual Friday.
Is it a Gordon Strachan Friday? Is that what you do similar?
By the way,
I knew you would.
No, I tried remember the crossing and finishing we used to do.
It was impossible, mate.
And the wingers out here, but I done it in one of the one-day days that the mannequins couldn't stand up. So mannequins were tackling people in the middle of the 18-yard box. Needless to say, it's never been seen since.
And then last question: if you were in charge and you were picking the team, would the manager start Saturday after his performance last week? But then also bearing in mind his performance today.
I think his goal saved him, innit? I think he is, aye. He'll be reminding me of that for the next 2 days. Remember that goal I scored? Get me in.
Brilliant, Will. Thanks so much again, mate.
Guys.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Brilliant, lads.